Disclaimer: before you get into astrology, before you go reading about birth chart signs and everything, you have to be self-aware. You must be self-aware.
But gratitude, I got the perfect outfit.
Hi everyone, how are you? I hope everyone is well. I'm actually doing this video because people on Instagram ask me a number of questions, and they're usually about astrology, but they don't know what I'm talking about. Like, they'll ask a question and then I answer them. Then after answering them, I'm like, wait. I think I've used a little too much of technical terms over here, and it gets tiring to keep telling everyone the same thing, like repeating the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. So that's why I'm doing this video. A little shout out to what I do. I offer astrology readings, human design readings, and human design classes amongst other spiritual services. You can get a reading on Fiverr or on my website, or you can just check out my WhatsApp business. Everything is linked in the description box below. Check out my reviews. I even have a highlight on Instagram with my reviews, so you can check them out. I wish I had a board back here. It would be really good if I had a board and I'm like pointing and stuff, That would be great. So what is a birth chart? A birth chart is a blueprint, a map of your life. It tells you everything about your life. Actually, it tells you about before you're born, really. It tells you about when you are still in the womb. It tells you about when you are born. Also tells you about after you're gone. But you won't be here to see what happened after you're gone. But you can find that information in there. If you know how to read your birth chart, or if you get a reading, you're ahead of the game. Like you'll say, if I knew then what I know now. So you can know now what you need to know then. Birth chart is calculated based on the position of the stars at the exact moment you are born. That exact moment you're born, that's when your birth chart is created. That's when your birth chart comes out. And no two people have the same birth chart. Even if you're twins, trust me, you don't have the same birth chart. The energy on your chart and on your twin sister's chart is not the same. And for a birth chart, how many years does it take for somebody to actually have a birth chart like yours? Like, if you're born today, and if somebody tells you, oh, your birth charts are the same, the energy is the same, that person's lying to you, like, for real. It means they can't read energy. Because somebody who is born right now in Nairobi and somebody who is born right now in Kakamega, those charts are very, very different. Somebody who's born right now in Nairobi Hospital and somebody who's born right now in Kenyatta Hospital, their birth charts are very different. Somebody who is being born right now in their mother's house and somebody who is being born a stone throw away in their grandmother's house or in another mother in their mother's house, those two birth charts are different. Somebody born in your building, on your floor, and somebody born on a different floor, birth charts are different. Somebody born on your floor in house 1 and house 2 is next to house 1. If two children are born at the same time, even if it's in the same building, those birth charts are different. How to get a birth chart? I actually have a video on TikTok talking about where to get your birth chart, the machines to use, and I tell people don't use Costa. And I'm telling you guys here again, do not use Costa. So you can just type birth chart calculator on the internet, and then you'll see a number of birth chart calculators that come up. You'll probably see Cafe Astrology as the first one, and it's what I recommend for beginners because it's beginner friendly and all, and it gives you a whole report, generic by the way, a whole report, because if it says like Sun in Virgo, it's, you say you're born on August 28, that's a Virgo. You're born August 28 and somebody is born on September 15. Those are two Virgos. And both of you have Sun in Virgo. You're going to get the same message there because it's generic. It's generic, but at least it gives you some able to be like, oh, so this is what this means, what that means. Disclaimer: before you get into astrology, before you go reading about birth chart signs and everything, you have to be self-aware. You must be self-aware, because if you're not self-aware, you're going to pick every single thing and paste that into your life like, oh yeah, I'm angry because I'm an Aries. You're supposed to say that. Oh yeah, they're a liar because they're a Gemini. Geminis aren't liars, by the way. Newsflash. They aren't. Things like that. So you've got to be self-aware before you get into any of this stuff, because if you're not self-aware before getting into astrology or anything spirituality, whatever you see out there, whatever you're fed, you will eat it. You won't take anything with a grain of salt. You literally be like, yeah, that's true, and you don't even have a personality. You've just chosen whatever you're being told. Get to know yourself first. Self-awareness is very, very important. So yes, so about getting birth charts, there are different calculators. I recommend Cafe Astrology. It's very good for beginners. Then as you graduate, maybe be able to use AstroSeek, because AstroSeek also has a lot of resources. Cafe Astrology also has a lot of resources. If you know how to navigate that platform, then there is Astro Charts, Cute Charts, because there's a Virgo in my life who kept asking me, where's my chart? And why isn't it cute? I want a cute chart. So if you're looking for cute charts, you can go to Astro Charts. Then the more complex one is Astrodience, for like people not read charts, advanced level. Now that's Astrodience, and also has a lot of resources if you know how to use the platform. But I recommend Cafe Astrology. Now let's look at the parts of a birth chart. We have planets, we have houses. We have planets, we have houses. Why did I write wheels? My mind must have been thinking of something. I must have been elsewhere. There's something I was doing, and that's why I thought wheels. But they're planets, they're houses. There is a circular chart, which is like the wheel. So let's look. Yeah, now I know why I said wheels. I wrote wheels because I was thinking about how the signs are in the sky. They're like in a wheel in the sky. I don't know how to explain it well, but that's kind of how it looks like, how they are. There are 12 zodiac signs. The first zodiac sign is Aries, because the astrological calendar begins on 21st March. And then the 12th zodiac sign is Pisces. So no, the first zodiac sign is not Capricorn just because the year begins in the Gregorian calendar begins in January, and Capricorn is in January. Like on New Year's Day, that's Capricorn season. Like Capricorn season begins in December anyway, past mid-December anyway. But it doesn't mean that because Capricorn is in January, that's the first astrological sign. The first astrological sign is Aries. Now there are 12 zodiac signs in this order: Aries, then Taurus, then Gemini, then Cancer, then Leo, then Virgo, then Libra, then Scorpio, then Sagittarius, then Capricorn, then then Aquarius, then Pisces. So those are the 12 zodiac signs. Now, all these 12 signs, like I said, the zodiacs are like in a wheel in the sky. So wherever they are is a house. Where each zodiac sign is a house, and there are 12 houses. In your circular wheel, you'll see 12 divisions, and you'll see a sign in each division. Okay, you'll see many divisions, but pay attention to the divisions where the signs are. So each sign is in a house. Let's just go with how it is. Like the first sign is Aries. That means Aries rules the first house, Pisces rules the 12th house, Leo rules the 5th house, Scorpio rules the 8th house, Cancer rules the 4th house, Capricorn rules the 10th house, Aquarius rules the 11th. Taurus rules the 2nd house. My storage ran out. So when you hear somebody saying houses, they're talking about those divisions in your chart. So somebody will be like, oh, it's your 2nd house profection here, so this is what it means, that is what it means. It's your 12th house profection here, this is what it means, that is what it means. I hope that gives you an idea of what houses are and what wheels are. And in Cafe Astrology, the wheel is at the very bottom. The wheel chart is at the very bottom. But in the beginning, not the very, very beginning, like when you scroll a bit in the first few pages, you'll see tables. You'll see tables with signs and tables with the house placements and everything. So you'll be able to see what houses are. And the houses are actually labeled in Roman numerals on Cafe Astrology. You also need to know the glyphs for the zodiacs, like the symbols for each zodiac sign, so that when you're looking at your chart, the wheel, at least you're able to understand, oh, this is how Aries looks like, this is how Pisces looks like, this is how Libra looks like, this is how Scorpio looks like, this is how Gemini looks like, and things like that. Then in the chart, there are also planets. When we were growing up, my very educated mother just showed us 9 planets. Yeah, we taught 9 planets in school, but now there are way more than 9. In astrology, there are inner planets and there are outer planets. Inner planets are Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Then there are outer planets. My camera just went off. The inner planets and there are outer planets. So in your chart, you'll also see planets. You'll actually, you'll see planets. In my mind, I'm thinking with AstroSeek and other platforms and not Cafe Astrology. But in Cafe Astrology, you'll see in the tables, obviously signs, planets. You should also know the glyphs of the planets. The planets and the signs in the houses they are in affect you differently. Like you could have two of you could have your sun in Aries, but you have Aries in your 5th house and somebody else has Aries in their 2nd house. You're not the same. The way Aries is affecting this person and the way Aries is affecting the other person, the 5th house Aries native, you're not the same. And also, just because you have sun in Aries and you have Aries, you could have sun in Aries, that means Aries is in like the 5th house and in the 2nd house. Maybe you have another planet in Aries, maybe you have moon in Aries in your 2nd house, you have sun and moon in Aries in your 2nd house, but this other person only has sun in Aries. Like Aries is the only placement, sun in Aries is the only placement in their chart. They don't have any other planet in Aries. Or both of you could have sun in Aries in your 2nd house, but only one of you has other planets in the 2nd house aside from sun. Or this person has sun and moon, the 2nd house has sun and moon in Aries in the 2nd house, but you as the 5th houser, you have, okay, I want to get my memory card so that these memory issues end. So yeah, two of you could have like the same house placements or similar house placements, but you're not the same. That's why, because you're an Aries sun, you're an Aries sun doesn't mean you're a trailblazer, or that's why you always have anger management issues. Let's end it with pop astrology, pop culture astrology, sun sign astrology. None of that is actually accurate, because how many people are born during Aries season? You're not gonna tell me if 5,000 people are born in your region during Aries season, all of them are gonna be the same. Haven't you ever seen an Aries sun who is just chill and laid back? Haven't you? Because I have. Yes, so that's what it is. If you have any questions, let me know in the description box. No, not in the description box. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment sections below. I hope this has helped. This has given you an understanding, at least some basic understanding of astrology, so when you hear something you're not confused, and so that nobody plays with you and tells you, oh, it's because my sun is in. If somebody is telling you that, like, tell them to go for therapy, or maybe not. That's, people find that offensive. Like, tell them to take accountability for their actions. Like, please, it's not your Aries sun, it's not your Gemini sun. No, let's be serious. So yeah, that's it. Bye, see you guys. Oh yeah, before that, I have a lot of free resources. If you are unable to make a purchase for any of my resources, don't feel bad or anything. Don't beat yourself up. One day you'll be financially aligned. But I have a lot of free resources, a lot of free resources. If I were you, I would go binge my free resources. I have them on Tumblr, I have them on Instagram. I have an in-depth reading about Pluto in Aquarius right here on YouTube, and I've linked it in the description box below. Because for the next 2 decades, something is gonna change. Things are going to change. So I don't know how you've been since March somewhere until June 11th. Whatever happened during that time is gonna be, that's the preview of your next 2 decades starting January 21st next year for the next 2 decades. So you can go watch that video. I also have 2 posts on Tumblr about Pluto in Aquarius, so you can go check those out. I hope this has helped somebody.
Gratitude.